guys, welcome to the Weekly Apple. Today I'm going to be going over some trade-in and selling options for your iPhone because, as we all know, as I went over in my last video, the new iPhone is coming on September 10th. Apple has officially announced the event for September 10th, and now that we're going to get new iPhones, we've seen plenty of leaks proving this, that we're going to get a new one, as we do every year. That means that your iPhone value is going to plummet. If you try to sell it or get a trade-in or anything, the value of old ones plummets as soon as it's announced. So you want to try to sell it before the price plummets, so that you can get the best deal and save some money when you buy your new, shiny, next model iPhone. So, I'm going to go over some options, look at some ways to do this, the best ways, and try to figure out which ways will get you the most money. I'm also going to go over the question, do you really need to upgrade? Based on what phone you have, do you really need to upgrade? And I'm going to go over that. I actually have an iPhone 4 here, and I'm pretty happy with it. I actually feel like a bad geek for getting a new one when I know that the new ones are coming out, for getting like an older generation model right before the new generations come out. But for me, I don't really think it's a big deal. I saved quite a bit of money. I got it free because the iPhone 4 is now free, and I really think that's one of the best ways to save money, by selling older devices. And then, of course, the other alternative is just getting the ones that are cheaper, not having to have the latest, greatest model. So I'm going to go over that a little bit, too. So, without further ado, let's look at some options.
Okay, so the first option we have here is a site called Gazelle, which is a very popular method. You probably already heard of it. And it allows you to trade in your iPhone for cash. So, I'm going to go over some options here. You can see here, we'll look at the iPhone 4. Let's go to 8 gigabytes. And you just tell them what the condition is. And you can get a quote. As you can see, on 8 gigabyte iPhone 4 on Verizon isn't too good, like 30 bucks if it's broken, 60 bucks if it's good. That's better than selling it individually, but it's a little bit disappointing. If you try the 4S, however, on Verizon, there's a little bit more storage, and it's newer, obviously. But you can see you can get up to almost more than double the iPhone 4, partly because it has double the storage as well. But you can see here Gazelle has an awesome thing where you can accept the offer and have until October 15th to send your iPhone in. Okay, so the next option we have here is a site called Nextworth, which is about the same thing as Gazelle. Just another trade-in site. So we find our model here. You can see they have a wide variety between carriers, iPhone, the type of iPhone, and the amount of storage. You can sort it at the top. Try iPhone 4 again here, see if we can get a better price than we did on Gazelle, because that seemed to be just a little low. But you can see this one is the AT&T model, and it's actually substantially more than the Verizon was on Gazelle. So I can find another option here. And here's the Verizon model, but as you can see here, they do offer $9 or $4 more than Gazelle. The Gazelle would pay for flawless 65, as you saw, but for some reason the Verizon is substantially lower, up to $55 lower than the AT&T model. Why, I have no idea, but for some reason it is lower, because it's in not as big demand. Then we try the 4S. You can see it is just about the same as Gazelle, so not a huge difference there. Okay, so now we go to the probably most popular option and the option that will get you the most money, eBay. Because you're not getting paid by somewhere that will resell your iPhone, and you're selling it to someone directly, you're going to get a lot more money than you would get from a trade-in site. Although you have to sell individually and ship it yourself and deal with a private transaction. So keep in mind that. But as you can see, the prices are a lot higher. For an iPhone 4S on Sprint is $250 buy it now. But there you can see that has 5 bids, 137 for a 16 gigabyte iPhone 4 on Verizon, 220 a buy it now. There's one with 44 bids, an iPhone 4. It does have Apple Care, but it kind of depends on what you have with the phone. You can get a lot of money. A 4S on Sprint, another 240 buy now. A cracked screen is going with 19 bids already. And it has 32 gigs, but it's a cracked screen, so you can get a lot more than you would from a trade-in site there. And then $223.01 already has 15 bids for a 4S. 16 gigabyte Verizon is a lot more, almost $60 more than you would get on Gazelle. Next up, we have Apple's official trade-in program, which was just announced. You can send it into them or bring it into an Apple store and get a gift card good towards the purchase of your next Apple product, which is really handy. Now, Best Buy has their own trade-in program, which will get you a Best Buy gift card. Of course, it won't get you cash like you will get with Nextworth or Gazelle. Now, I found the prices to be around the same, so if you're buying at Best Buy, then it would be the best place to do it. As you can see here, you can get around $130 for an iPhone 4 8GB on AT&T. Again, I don't know why the AT&T iPhone 4s with the same amount of storage as the Verizon ones get more trading value, like $50 more, even $60 in some cases, but for some reason they do, which is kind of strange. But that's like $5 more than Gazelle and Nextworth. So if you really need cash, might not be your best option. But here we can try the 4S. With 16 gigabyte, that will fetch you around $230. So not bad.
So the question still remains, do you need to upgrade? Yes, the new iPhones are coming out, but do you really need them? Well, it's kind of a hard question because everyone says, oh yes, upgrade, they're amazing, you need to upgrade. And I definitely think that, yes, each iPhone is amazing, but I think if you can learn to be content with the iPhone that you have, or the iPhone that you're going to buy, and keep for 2 years, I think it's great. I mean, I don't think you need to upgrade once a year. I really think that's just kind of overkill. I think when you upgrade, if it's your time to upgrade, that would be, I would say, the first question you should ask yourself. If it's time to upgrade, I would say definitely upgrade and get the latest, greatest phone, because you're going to live with it for 2 years. I would say yes. But then, again, if you don't have those $200 to spend, I would say then just go with the free option, or the $99 option if you can afford it. The 4S is supposed to be the next free phone, and the 5C is supposed to be the next $99 phone, and then of course the 5S will be the latest, greatest. But I really do think that as long as it runs the latest software, which all the phones that Apple sells, in their 1, 2, 3 kind of lineup, the best, second best, third best, they all are able to run the latest software, and I really think that that's an important feature. But since they'll be able to run the latest software, I think that all of them are great phones. I actually have the iPhone 4 here, as I said earlier. I got it right before they are going to announce new ones. And yes, it's all the way from 2010, but it's still running the latest software. It will actually run iOS 7. And it's a great phone. I really like it. I think that it really doesn't matter having the latest, greatest features. I just think that that's just such an over-exaggerated thing where people just get obsessed with trying to have the latest thing. And I think, yes, that matters to some extent, but I don't think it should be the whole reason you buy your phone. If you're buying because you like a idea of a fingerprint sensor on the iPhone 5C, the iPhone 5S, or a better camera, stuff like that, then yeah, I think you should get the latest, greatest thing. Or if you have the money, if you absolutely have $200 to spend that you've been waiting to spend on a new phone, and I think, yeah, that's a great thing to buy because you've been waiting to spend the money on the phone, and you're going to live with it for 2 years. Yeah, it's a good investment. But if you absolutely don't have that money, then I would say don't worry about getting the latest, greatest phone. Get $99 the $99 option, or even get the free option. Save some money and get the free option. And just enjoy that. I think that the iPhone 4 even is great now. The 4S is even better. That's supposed to be this year's free option once the new iPhones are announced. And I think it's a great phone. I think any iPhone that you get is going to give you the same awesome experience. It's just some have new features. The new ones have new features and the ability to run more recent versions of the iOS software. As they age, they'll be able to run more recent versions of iOS. But as of right now, the iPhone 4S is going to be able to run iOS 7. I imagine it will probably be able to run iOS 8 when it comes out. The iPhone 4 is able to run iOS 7, and I imagine it will be cut out of the iPhone lineup, and it probably won't be able to run iOS 8. But still, it will be able to run iOS 7. That's what I care about, running the latest software. And I really think it really kind of it isn't about getting the latest, greatest thing. I think if you don't care about that, I would say don't even worry about the $99 and get the free one. Because usually there isn't a huge difference, and $100 is $100, and it's just, at that point, you can get a free phone, you can get a great phone, and you can have it for 2 years and have it last that long, because Apple iPhones have that quality, and you can just enjoy your phone and be happy with it, and not have to worry about always getting the latest thing, because I think that's just an over-exaggeration. Yeah, they're great to have the latest, greatest thing, but I think, if you have the money, and you've been saving the money, then yeah, get the latest, greatest, and then wait 2 years, and then get the other latest, greatest. Or if you're trying to save money, get the free model, and then wait 2 years, and then get another free model. I would say upgrading once a year is just overkill. I really don't think it's worth it, spending all that money when your phone is perfectly fine. Basically, if you have like an iPhone 4S now, or especially an iPhone 5 now, I'd say don't worry about upgrading. Even if you just bought an iPhone 4 like I did, I'd say don't worry about spending a bunch of money. Even if the iPhone 5C is cheap, just be happy with your phone and wait 2 years, and you'll get an excellent phone if you want to spend the full price. Like, just think, if you bought a phone now, most likely when you're eligible to upgrade in 2015, there will probably be an iPhone 6S, and if you have the money, then you can get the latest, greatest thing, the iPhone 6S. So just think now about what you'll be able to get when you upgrade. So basically, that's my advice on upgrading. I don't think it's worth it to spend a bunch of money on the latest, greatest thing if you really don't want it. If you really don't need it, I would say if you want to save some money, then definitely get the free model. I would say definitely the free models are still great. That's why Apple has them for the price-savvy shoppers. I would say definitely the free models are worth it. Thanks for watching this episode of The Weekly Apple, and be sure to subscribe for a new episode of The Weekly Apple every Friday afternoon for more news, reviews, rumors, and tips and tricks, and just anything else that is related to Apple. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you look forward to the next launch of iPhones on September 10th. Remember, I will have a special episode on Tuesday after the event, kind of going over the new features, stuff like that, and be sure to check out my overview of the invitations that were sent out too. I did a quick update earlier in the week, so be sure to check that out too, as well as previous episodes are available on my channel as well. So thanks again for watching, and be sure to subscribe like always.